Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a full face of Essence makeup for you. So I'm going to do everything from base to eyes and lips, but I have I didn't get an eyebrow thing because I forgot. I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer and get going. So I have primed my face and I'm going to start out with eyes, so I'm going to lay down a base, and I didn't get their eyeshadow primer, so I'm just going to use the 16 Hour Stay All Day concealer. So I'm just going to fire a bit of that on my lids. The reason I'm starting with eyes is I'm going to use this Smoky Night palette and a bit of this here, so I'm going to be using some dark shadows, and I thought it best to do the eyes first. Starting off this To Die For Quattro palette, and I'm going to take this shade here. Ideally I would start with a matte shade, but don't have one. In the makeup that I do have, I'm going to start with this kind of fluffy-ish brush and just kind of pat that on up to the crease and over the lid. And I'm going to build it up a bit more on the crease. And then I'm going to go in with this brownie colour on this side and put a bit of that in the crease, just as a bit of a transition. With any of the darker shades, it's nice to have something to blend out into. Next, I am going to go in with the grey in this palette all over the lid. And I'm just going to use this Nancy blending brush. It's quite flat. I'm going to tap off any excess because I'm trying to avoid fallout, but obviously that's why I'm doing my eye makeup first. It doesn't pack as much of a punch as I thought it would. I think it's hailstoning out, so I'm sorry if you can hear that batter in the windows, but can't control the weather. I'm just kind of building up that colour on my lids, but once it gets to the crease I'm kind of swiping my brush back and forth to kind of diffuse it slightly. So that is that colour. And then I'm going to go in with the black in the palette, which is a very sparkly black, but it doesn't really come off that sparkly once you put it in the eyes. So I'm just taking that on the same brush and I'm going to just pat that on the outer corner. So I'm just trying to build up the colour as I go and see how it looks, if you know what I mean. So I'm not, using tape to make it really, sharp at the edges. I might just pull it into a bit of a shape with a brush like I'm doing, I'm just taking the Real Techniques base shadow brush and blending that edge into that brown, just to make sure that it's not harsh, like so. I'm going to build up the black a bit more on the outer corner. So it's definitely add colour, blend, so that you're not left with all the blending at the end. Whenever you have a lot of colour on, you know what I mean? It's harder to blend then. So I'm just adding it on. Take my brush and blend again. I'm just going to blend it across the crease just to tie it all in as well, but I'm not putting any additional colour into the crease. I'm just going to blend that middle bit as well. I'm just going to blend a bit more and then add a bit more black, but not blend as much this time. Okay, so back into the black. Back to black. Again, I'm just patting it on the outer thing. Making sure that it's evenly distributed. Don't know what that voice was, but And I'm just going to make sure that my edges are blended. It's going to be a very long video. So I'm going to leave the eyes as they are now and do face, because I'm going to do lower lash line once I have done my concealer and that. I probably look absolutely bonkers right now. So I'm going to take my Real Techniques sculpting brush as foundation brush. It's the first time using that. And I'm going to take Essence Pure Nude Makeup in Pure Beige. I did prime before this, and I'm just going to take a couple of pumps on the back of my hand. And go in with this brush. I'm just dabbing it on. This is quite a, I'd say, light coverage foundation, light to medium, and it's got that smell that, you know, like typically, probably I'd say cheap makeup has, you know, like that makeup smell, if you know what I mean. But it is quite, yeah, I'd say light coverage. If you can see that, it's not really covering much with what I've put on. Like that is like about 2 or 3 pumps and it barely touched my face. So I'm gonna have to do more, because I ain't gonna have big black eyes and red skin. That's just not a good look for me. So I'm obviously putting it in the areas that I feel it need it. So across my cheeks, basically everywhere. I'm really not loving this foundation, I'll be honest with you. I know it says nude, but I have the Rimmel Nude Last and Finish foundation, and it's my fave. So I don't know what I was expecting with this really. I'm literally having to use about half a bottle just to get the coverage that I want. And it doesn't seem to be building all that well. It seems to be breaking down on my nose a bit. I will be putting some concealer on as well, so I can try and hide some of my lovely blemishes. I think that's as much coverage as I'm going to get from it, if I'm honest. I mean, this is shade 010 or 010 or whatever, and it's the lightest one. I think it does oxidize. You'll see if it does whenever I'm finished my makeup, won't you? So that's it. I'm going to just throw on some concealer now. Okay, I'm using the concealer that I used at the start, you know, for my eyeshadow base, and I'm just going to throw that under my eye in a triangular shape. I don't know why I probably need to do a Scottish accent there. Probably a very bad Scottish accent. It is quite a lot lighter, so I don't really want to use it for blemishes. This is an old one, I wouldn't be putting it on a fresh spot. Yeah, it's a bit light really. I'm going to blend that out on my finger because I want to keep the coverage. I think a brush will probably take too much of it away. Always find with dark shadows that you really need to conceal well under the eye, because it really does pull out the dark on the under eye. I know I just said I wasn't going to use the brush, but I feel like under the eyes yes, but the rest of the face it doesn't matter. So there's the concealer done. Still feel like I'm a bit under the eyes. I'm going to go and do my brows and come back and see what else I need to do on my face. So I've got some brow on, not very well, but it's there anyway. I'm going to take this Stay Natural concealer. It's one of those like clicky pen things, and add a bit of that under my eyes as well, just to see if that kind of lifts it a bit. I'm going to do that after I do my lower lash line and my liner and mascara. Annoyingly. For the lower lash line, I'm just going to take the Real Techniques eyebrow brush. I'm going to take the grey shade that I've got on my lids, because I don't know if I want to take the black straight under. We'll see in a minute. So just taking it about 3/4 of the way across, because I'm going to put an inner corner highlight, and then join it up with the outer edge like so. So that's it with the grey, and I'm going to just add a little bit of the black just at the outer third, just for a bit of definition. I'm going to take the Essence Waterproof Eyeliner Pen. It's not waterproof, by the way. My eyes are very watery and it smudges all over my eyes whenever I go outside, so not doing that. But it is good, it is precise, so if you don't have watery eyes, then it might be for you. I'm just going to do a little thin line at the lash line. I usually just start in the middle. I'm not that worried if it's like really tidy, I just want a thin line, like so. We'll do the same on the other side. So that is liner done, and I'm going to move on to some mascara. I'm going to use the I Heart Extreme waterproof mascara. I did use the pink one of these before, I think, which isn't waterproof. I'm going to put plenty of that on. It's like the biggest brush in the world. Quite dry, really. I'll do about 25,000 more coats of mascara and come back to you. So that is mascara done. I'm gonna just take some of this concealer, like I said, before I do any blush. So I'm just gonna brush some of that on to see if it brightens things up. And I'm actually going to use this little blending brush to blend it in a little bit. I think this is from Elle. I mean, it is very light in coverage. So look at my wrinkles. So look at my wrinkles. I'm obsessed with my wrinkles at the minute, by the way. Not good. I'm just going to set my face, and I've got the Essence All About Matte powder. So I'm just going to dust that on over my T-zone using the multitask brush from Real Techniques. And I'm just going to kind of pat that on. This powder is very white, and it kind of reminds me of like, I don't know, like cheap powder, because it is cheap, but it's like first time I've used it actually, but it seems to be going on really well. First ingredient is talc, so it is powdery, but it is matte, supposed to be matte, so I suppose that's a good thing, isn't it? Oh, I like the finish of that. That might go in the makeup bag. And then I'm going to finish off the face with a touch of the Essence Silky Touch blush in Baby Doll, and it's this kind of just like a rosy pink colour really. I'm just going to take the multitask brush and throw it on my face because it's a multitask brush. Take a bit and dab it off, and I'm just going to put it on my cheeks. In fact, I'm just going to grab something and try it as a highlight. So I've got this Essence eyeshadow in Apricota, and it's cracked because I took it home with me and it ended up cracking in my bag. And it's like a peachy shimmery colour, and I'm going to try that on my cheekbones and my inner corner as a highlight. I'm going to use the Real Techniques highlight brush. And I'm going to just take it from the lid and be careful not to get it all over my freshly hoovered floor. Damn, she's frosty. See that? It's not my usual kind of highlight, but I think it works. It's kind of subtle but frosty at the same time, which is weird. I'm You can still see all my redness and scarring from spots with this foundation. I'm gonna throw on the white from the Quattro palette on my inner corner though, because I just want a bit more brightness in there. I'm gonna soften that with my finger because that's intense. I mean, it did what I wanted it to do. And then I'm gonna finish off by doing my lips, and then I'll take down my hair and show you what it all looks like. Because I've gone dark in the eyes, I thought I'd go nude on the lips. So I've got this lip liner in the nude, and this I've now got concealer over it from this palette. The matte XXL lip gloss. I'm just gonna line my lips with this. When I say line, I clearly mean overline. Oh, Laura, why do you let your lips get so dry? So I filled in my entire lips with that because it helps this stay. This matte stuff is nice and it smells nice, but it doesn't really last that long. So that is the makeup done. Let me just take my hair down and I'll come back. I don't know if I should have bothered taking my hair down. It's a bit cray-cray because it was a bit dumb when I put it up. But anyway, here is the completed look with the dark eyes, the light skin, like light naturalish skin, kind of pinky cheeks, nude lip. That's it there. I hope you have liked it. I hope this has given you some idea of some of the Essence products and what you might like to try. If you have liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new, then hit subscribe. Bye!